But up here, in the attic, the sounds were the loudest, especially in the dark.
The Wolves in the Walls was originally a book by Neil Gaiman and Dave McKean, published in 2003. In January 2018, a Wolves in the Walls VR adaptation was released for Oculus Rift headsets by Fable Studios. The VR adaptation was very well received, and in August 2019, Wolves in the Walls won a Primetime Emmy for Outstanding Innovation in Interactive Media, and was ported to Oculus Quest in November 2020.
But on the night of the full moon, they would leave the forest and come close to the village where the people lived.
Wolves in the Walls for VR is based on Neil Gaiman's short story of the same name. While I have not read a ton of Neil Gaiman's work, what I have read I've really loved. Recently reading The Ocean at the End of the Lane, a great novel that I would absolutely recommend. When I saw that there was a VR game, well, an interactive movie is probably more accurate, based on something of Gaiman's work, I really wanted to try it out. Wolves in the Walls was inspired by nightmare his daughter Maddie had when she was 4. She dreamt that there were wolves in the walls. In the story, the protagonist Lucy hears wolves in the walls on her family house, but her family does not believe her until one day when the wolves come out of the walls. Now this game was amazing. This was one of the most immersive and imaginative things I've experienced with VR. This story is beautifully and hauntingly nostalgic, something that Gaiman is incredibly good at. He captures childhood in such a way that when you experience it or read it, you're almost brought back to that innocent time in your life.
Wolves. Don't worry, Pig. We'll protect you.
I won't spoil anything from the story. I feel like this is truly something worth experiencing. Now the story follows Lucy. Following Lucy in the game, we are essentially her imaginary friend, and Lucy is probably one of the most well-realized characters I've ever seen in a VR game. She doesn't feel like a character in a game when you are in it, she feels like an actual person, something I've never really experienced in a VR game. It really is one of the most immersive experiences you can have. Without spoiling anything, this game is more than meets the eye. As the game unfolds, it's much more than just a girl hearing wolves in the walls. If you're paying attention, you will pick up on what's going on, and there can be some deeper meaning behind it if you're looking for it. And it's incredibly gripping. While it is a short experience, I played it all in one sitting, something I almost never do with VR for games or experiences in general. Now there is quite a bit of gameplay in here. You're not just sitting there, you are an active member in the story. It really is like a short interactive film. And there are these wonderful moments where you are seeing the world from Lucy's imagination, or how she perceives her world, and possibly how everything seems so much bigger and grander when we were kids. Then reality sets in, and the world is a much smaller place than we originally thought. I'm probably looking into it too much, and that's just me rambling.
Help me keep this closed!
The acting and atmosphere in this game is stellar. Jeffrey Wright is even the voice of the father in the game, so that was really cool to see. There is this awesome section where you are inside of a video game, and there's so much to love here, and it's such a wonderful experience, and it's so short, but it does pack so much in its short runtime.
What are you doing?
Duh, trying to beat Wave 5. Impossible.
And if you do decide to play the game, don't quit immediately when you see the credits. There's probably one of the best end credit type of sequences I've ever seen in a game. I wasn't expecting it, and I thought it was a wonderful final touch. My only issue with this game, and it's not the game itself technically, it's that this game crashed 3 times during my short playthrough. One crash coming right at the climax of the game, and I had to start the chapter over from the very beginning. So the crashing was pretty unacceptable, and from reading about it online, it seems to be a pretty common issue, and is something that should have been fixed by now. But I don't want that to take away from just how good the base game is. this game on its own is still great, technical issues aside. After making most of this video, I actually listened to the audiobook on my way to work the other day, and I gotta say, as good as that book is, I actually think this game is a better version of the story. If you have access to VR, this is a game you should definitely play. It's honestly one of the best experiences I've had in a while in VR. This will be the game that I'm going to recommend to people that want to see what the fuss about VR is, because I think it's that good and shows just how special VR as a medium to tell a story can be.